Welcome to Strangers in the Wild.
Summer. At this time of the year, the sun's heat can literally suck the life out of the human body. Before you know it, you'll be eating things that would make a buzzard puke and licking the rim of a bottle filled with your own piss. As you can tell, Matt and I were eager to begin our survival journey.
Hi, I'm Matt Francois, one half of the Strangers in the Wild. We're up here in the North Woods on an expedition. We're going to give you tips on how to survive, stay alive, and not die.
Hi, I'm Nate Francis, the other half of the Strangers in the Wild, here to bring you tip number 1 for survival in the North Woods. Tip number 1, you can never have too many pockets. Well, as you can see here, we have made the snare trap. From a bent limb, we have tied fishing line. You can see it. It comes down to my hand-carved, whatever you want to call them, hooks. Then there is a string on the top hook that, as you can see, I'm following it, leads to the snare right there, that loop, with some peanut butter for the hungry chipmunk. And he's going to walk in there, pull the snare, and when the snare pulls, it'll pull the top hook, and he'll go flying with the limb, and hopefully it'll all work out. Peanut butter, the master bait.
This trap leads us into survival tip number 2. Always use bait that you can eat. So if you don't get anything, you can eat the bait.
Just got some squirrel meat. We're using a skewer technique. It's a very handy survival technique for cooking meat. You simply just sharpen a stick, put the meat on the end of it, and you put it over the fire. So we're happy. We got some food. Might only be a bite or two, but we got some food. Well, while Matt's up there sleeping, taking a nap, I decided to make some use of my time, use some of the fishing line as cordage, and I made actually a smoke rack right here. And this is how we're going to cook the chipmunk that I just shot. It's a rack with some sticks across it, and all you got to do is simply tie like such cross branches, and this way the fire will burn, smoke will rise, and it will heat up the meat. And most survival people do this because it makes the meat last a lot longer rather than just cooking it on a skewer or burning the outside of the meat like that. So this is my makeshift smoke rack, and this is how the finished product looks. We have the cooking squirrel over the fire. No flame is touching the squirrel, just the smoke, and we are smoking the meat. Survival tip number 3. Only get lost in summer. Any other season, you're dead.
Survival tip number 4. You get wet, you're dead.
Survival tip number 5. Never leave home without a gun.
Survival tip number 6. Always have enough urine to put out your fire.
Survival tip number 7. Always have a backup plan.